Happy Thursday, guys. Welcome back to another episode here. We're starting a new series, actually, and on this episode, we had Kaitlyn Maus again. So she was kind enough to join our podcast for a second time, which is pretty cool. We enjoyed talking to her.
Yeah.
Really kind of her.
Yes.
Because you could be doing anything with your evening.
Anything but talking with us.
Yep.
And she chose to do that, so we really appreciate that.
Thank you, Kaitlyn.
But this new little series is the Ladies at the Outdoors, and this is geared more towards, if you want to get your wife into hunting, your girlfriend, a daughter, a family member, just some good role models in the outdoor industry, I guess we'll call it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Women that we respect and have great success and kind of do it the right way. I mean, not kind of, they do it the right way,
Yep, exactly.
They've built their brands and all that stuff, and they've just been doing very good.
Yeah, definitely something that, like Kevin, you mentioned on I Want to Leapfrog, the role model thing.
Yeah.
So we're going to have 3 or 4 episodes. We haven't got it all finalized, but the series is going to be 3 or 4 episodes long. And hopefully we can give, like you said, role models to a wife, younger generation, lady, whatever.
Yeah.
And just so that they have something to look up to that they can look at and say, okay, that's how it's supposed to be done.
Yeah.
Because I guess what we're trying to get away from is and we'll just be honest, we're trying to get away from the whole like bikini holding a fish kind of thing. Like, we don't want to see that.
Yeah.
And honestly, most people, I would say that like most people don't want to see that.
No.
People that actually are participating in the outdoors.
That's what I mean. That's
Yeah.
what I mean.
I think that those pictures are just like the general population are liking those pictures. There's not necessarily, there are hunters, obviously. We're dudes. I mean, there's men out there from, nobody's, perfect. But yes, anyways, I think that if you're really in it for the right, like if you're doing this because you love it, you're actually interested in the fish.
Yeah. And not a
Yeah.
a little quarter pounder thing. Yeah.
But yeah, so the podcast was a good one, and we talked a lot. There was a little bit of hunting, archery,
Yep.
questions that as a lady in the outdoors that only she could answer, and we hope you enjoy it. But let's talk a little bit about ourselves now. What do you guys got going on?
We had a fun day yesterday as our group. We got all 5 of us together at my house last night.
I think that was
pretty rare.
the first time that
Not
everybody's
not
been
a podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that's the first time everybody's got together in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
We had a blast. It was really fun.
We shot some killer content.
We did.
So what do we do, Chromes? Because it's already up.
Yeah, it's already out. So if you are looking at our Instagram or our Facebook or our TikTok or our YouTube Shorts or anything, you're going to see a slick little video of the new Redline Guru.
Hey yo.
And it's a sweet rest. It's powered by AAE. If you're listening to this, you probably listened to last week's roundtable where I talked for 15 minutes about why.
Yeah, but if you didn't listen to
if
that,
you didn't listen to it,
Go back.
yeah. Why didn't you listen to it
what
last week?
episode was
Huh?
that, Kevy?
That was 46.
All right,
This
46.
is 47. This is
This
47.
is episode 40. No, this is 48. This will be 48.
Wow.
So
47 was the roundtable discussion.
go back to 47. Check it out.
Listen to me jaw about getting a new rest if you need one. And we set it up. We got some really cool content. We had, if you look at the video, my favorite thing that we did was Matt put his camera on the fletchings parts of the arrow, and then we slot like a POV of the arrow going into the rest. Did you look at that again? Have you looked at that?
I watched it back on the camera, but I haven't edited it
I'm
yet.
so excited. I've never seen it before.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it before.
No.
So that's it's cool to like come up with stuff on the spot as videographers, we'll call ourselves, and it's fun. We had fun.
It was just fun getting together as well.
Yeah, our group
Yeah.
really vibes well together, and everybody's.
So the problem is, like, as most people that listen to this podcast, like, we all have lives, we all have jobs, families, etc. It is very difficult to get 5 dudes
Yes.
on the same schedule
Yeah,
for an evening. And, I'm just very grateful that we had that opportunity. And it just shows, like, how well we get along. And, like, honestly, I had a blast and just laughing. And, like, we need to do that more often. We always say that, but it's like, we don't have time.
Yeah. We need to make some time.
Make some time, son. Breakfast and shooting our bows. That's what we need to do.
Here we go.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it. Redline, not only the guru, but now that when this podcast airs, it will be known that we've partnered with Redline. Let's talk about what we're going to be running. I'm personally going to be running the Torch. I'm going to be running the 6-arrow carbon quiver. I'm going to be running the Guru, and I'm going to be running a 12-inch out the front and a 10-inch. I might do actually 2 12s.
If you want to shoot that competition, you have to shoot shorter than a 12.
Ay.
12 is the max.
So you can hit a 12.
No, 10's the max.
Well, you have to get weights on the front of it, too. It's 12. Like, you have to be able to take a 12-inch hoop and put it, like, take a hoop and it has to go fit around.
No, your back bar's unlimited.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the front bar only.
Yikes. All right, so I'll be running, during hunting season, I'll be running I'll just stick with a 12 and a 10.
Yeah.
So it'd be all right. Because currently I'm running a 15 and a 12, but it'd be all right.
Be all right.
Be all right.
I think that's just about everybody's setup, really.
Yeah, Black wanted to go with a little shorter stab.
He went with shorter stabs.
8 and 6 or 6 and 8?
He wanted an 8 and a 6, but the first go around, we got 10s and 6s.
10's a good size.
So he went
10's
with
a
a
good
10
size.
and a 6.
Yeah, that's a good size.
And then he went with a 3-pin sight.
Yep.
Everybody else went with the Torch. So, yeah, we're excited, though. I mean, the stuff looks great. It's well built. We're excited.
Yeah, we knew it was good. Like,
We checked it out at ATA.
Yeah, Cromer and I are like honestly, we are the biggest archery nerds. And like, we looked at that stuff at ATA and we both looked at each other and we're like, holy cow.
We said that because of the price point.
Price point and quality.
Yeah, it looks and feels good, and all the functions are good. I love that the housing has a light built into it and a charger built into the housing.
Like rechargeable, yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, that's sweet. And I know that I did talk to somebody at ATA about this. He was mentioning for anybody that hunts out west, or maybe if your state has any of those regulations where you can't use technology, they are working on a way of taking that out. For right now, they're just telling everybody to let that battery die, and then you don't have a way of turning it on.
Sure.
But they are coming out with ways of getting around that for any of you Western guys.
Okay, that's cool.
So I like that.
Yeah, because I was kind of curious about that because I know a lot of states, they don't let you run a light on your sight or like lighted knocks.
Yeah.
So I was curious about that.
Yeah, just turn your light on overnight and let it die. And then if you ever get pulled over by anybody, just like, this light's broken.
Doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Yeah. That's what they said, at least.
Yeah.
But
That's a good way to go about it at first.
yeah, and then we're just, I hung Wise Eye. Well, I don't know if I can say this or not yet.
Then don't.
Yeah, don't.
You probably should figure that out first.
There's some things coming down the pipe that are sweet.
Yeah. You
And,
shared that. It was really cool.
And I got a bunch of cameras out, and there's some new functions that are. They announced it on their Instagram, but I won't get into details. But there's some new functions, and they are show.
Yeah, mine's doing the update right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yabba dabba.
So I'm excited too.
So I actually had a few cameras not do it. So what happened was I did not realize this is you need pretty good you need pretty good signal strength. And for some reason at my house, AT&T has like 1 bar on the camera. And I think they said that you needed like a 50% signal strength in order to, because it's so much data coming in. So to run the update, I'm going to have to move them cameras a little bit, or I'm going to see if maybe I can plug them into the computer and do it that way. I might manually do it over the computer, but got some pictures of some books and made a licking branch, and
Those would be hitting that.
dude, the ladies love it. I need to figure out how to make it more masculine so the gentlemen hit it, but the ladies, I got those standing up on their hind legs, rubbing their glands all over it and just going to town. So
It's interesting stuff.
I just hope Mr. Buck hits it here soon.
Oh, he will.
But you know what stinks is like, dude. So I have a trophy line pack that I take with me every time I go to the woods. It has a saw. I mean, anything you can think of.
Yeah.
Like it's ready. I have a pack like set up for hand cameras. Well, I thought I'd be cool and take the new pack that they just came out with.
And you didn't switch anything.
The Woodlands or whatever it's called. I didn't switch a thing.
Struggle bus.
So I get out there and all I have is a Milwaukee utility razor blade.
No.
I gotta cut branches. I gotta trim because, like in the summer, I mean the wind, branches, leaves going everywhere.
Yeah.
So I tried to like wrap sticks around trees and like tie stuff off. It lasted for about 3 days, and I have 3 cameras where a branch that I had like tied off
It's just
right in front of it. I actually just shut the cameras off.
I was going to say, you can shut the camera off.
I did.
But
it's so
that's
frustrating because I spent all that time. So just note to self, and that was all on private land for anybody asking, because I'm sure somebody's like, oh, you can't cut stuff down on public. Yeah. But that was all private, and I'm going to be going back there with the old chainsaw and going to town. Not really. I'll be using a handsaw, but just note, pro tip, take a saw with you if you are allowed to cut, and if you think it's good, go more, because when that wind blows, oh my, you always get leaves and branches and
yeah, and if you hang the cameras early enough in the year, the foliage grows on it, and then it brings the branches down a little bit. Yeah. So be cautious of that if you do it before like this time of year. Really.
Yeah. What did Mr. Polar Pop? What happened to you just recently?
With what?
The tournament.
Oh yeah. I won the field championship for OAA,
which is Ohio
Archers. Yeah,
Ohio just in
Archers.
case somebody's not familiar.
Yeah, sure. So that may not sound significant because it's a state shoot, but I tell you what, Ohio has some of the toughest competition for men's open out there. So anytime you get a win in the state of Ohio, you did very well.
And that OAA stuff, for anybody listening, that is like when Cromer sets a state shoot, that is like the whole state's invited. Yeah, anybody from the state of Ohio.
And it's NFAA. Everything's regulated by the NFAA, so it's all official. Anybody can come, and it's fun. It's
Cromer
tough.
Kick some butt.
Field is hard, dude. It's like, I won't get into it because most people hunt here, but field archery, if you want to be challenged,
look it up.
If you want to be challenged in archery and you want to not be perfect, field archery is the place to go. We had a friend, Chad, who's been on this podcast. I was just going to say before. That. He dropped 2 points out of 56 targets. He dropped 2 black dots out of 56 targets.
Shooting 4 arrows at each target.
4 arrows each target. So 112 arrows. He only dropped 2 black dots. And you think, oh, those black dots, you should be able to hit them. That is some of the best shooting I've ever seen out of that course.
Our course is one of the toughest in the state, if not the toughest.
Toughest on the East Coast, I would argue that our field course
because of our terrain.
I won't go any farther. Congrats to me.
Also, congrats to Chad, who won the pro division.
Yeah, Chad won the pro class, and that was like, I'm happy for him because that really got him excited about archery.
He was struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
And Chad knows. I'm allowed to say it.
Yeah.
He was struggling a little bit, but he kind of fell back in love with the process, and now he
had a good day, and it's exciting.
Got his bow figured out. So
if you watch this on YouTube, I made shirts from my boys.
Got some merch.
Buy some merch off of Chrome's.
So yeah, we're gonna test this merch out, make sure it can last for a while, and then I'm gonna do a pre-order probably. Mm-hmm. So keep an eye out.
And one more announcement before we get into the podcast, because I'm sure there's a lot of people that I've made upset. I have set a hard date for the new YouTube channel because I told myself I was going to do it, but then other things came up and like other priorities, and like now I have given myself a hard date, and Saturday, which when this podcast airs, this podcast will actually be on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube,
drop the date, so if it's not up by then, we can shoot
Saturday.
We're gonna spam your social media.
So Saturday at some time, I'm going to get the YouTube channel up and running, but because of my crappy internet, I am not uploading. They're all edited, but old Cherry's got to upload them. So I'm just going to give them to him before I go to Iowa next week for school. Actually, I didn't even tell. I don't know if I told you guys.
Didn't tell us anything about this.
So next week I'll be in Iowa. So I'll be zooming in the evening for the podcast. And
I forgot. Yeah.
And
bye, Matt.
So do you have any points in Iowa? Is that what you're going there for?
Doing
some scouting and then quote unquote schooling.
So I'm going out there for a week, and honestly, if I have any free time, that's all I'm going to be doing, because I do have 1 point. I bought my first point in Iowa this year, so hopefully when I'm like 37, I'll be able to draw. the way things are going, I'm going to be a 40-year-old man before I'm going to be able to go out there.
Be like Kaitlyn and just go live there.
Yeah, dude, I wish.
Yeah.
No, I don't, because then I wouldn't be around you guys. But
yeah.
But no, I'll go out there eventually. It'll just take me a couple of years. But definitely going to try to get some boots on the ground, check out some Iowa public, or at least just kind of scout some areas that like have high density of deer.
Yeah.
And just kind of get familiar with how the layout is. I've been out to Iowa a few times, never to hunt, but only for schooling, for work. So
Matt's going to go out there, and there's just going to be a couple 2 hundos out there.
I'll be knocking on the door then. But let's get into this podcast. Enough of us rambling. YouTube will be up. Cromer's a beast. Kevin, what do you got to say for yourself? How many trannies?
What do you got to say for yourself?
How many trannies did you rebuild this week?
This week's tough. I don't want to get into it.
Okay,
It's a rough week this week.
at least 67.
It means 0.
No, I've got a couple under my belt.
All right.
It's a rough working week here for the old Kev.
Yeah, you
Franny.
went fishing this afternoon.
I did.
He
Boss
had to.
man.
He had to because of his mental sanity.
Oh, it was bad today. So yeah, I got told to leave early because we were a little bit slow today. So it just worked out. But yeah, I went to the local creek, did some fishing, and that really helped.
Kevin
honestly.
sent a Snapchat, and I thought he was dead.
Me too. I'm like, Kevin, you don't look so good.
Kevin sent us a Snapchat, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, is he, like, okay?
He honestly looked like he sat in like a hot car for like 3 hours.
It looked like you broke down on the side of the road. A horse and buggy drug you back to the shop.
So breaking down alongside the road happens all the time at my work. But yeah, so I was working on this big box van on a creeper, and I know guys do it all the time, so I'm not going to, it's not the end of the world, but man, when you have a car lift and you do it on a lift, it's 30 times easier
Yeah.
than rolling around on a creeper and this big, oh man, it was terrible.
Kevin's getting spoiled with that fancy shop of his.
It was a rough day this morning.
No, you have a hard job. I'm not gonna lie. That's something that I always wanted to get into though. Is like the like transmission rebuilds, but I'm too dumb. So I'll just stick to robots and cows.
Yep.
All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed the episode, and here's Kaitlyn Maus.
Welcome back to another episode of Born Again Bowhunting Podcast. This is a new series we got going on, and it's a Ladies at the Outdoor series, and we're joined by Kaitlyn Maus again. So we're lucky to have you on here again. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah. So why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into some icebreakers. And we changed up the icebreakers since you've already been on our podcast before, so
Yeah.
hit you with something new, I guess.
We wanted to spice it up and throw the old curveball.
Now I'm nervous. Yeah, so my name's Kaitlyn Maus, and basically I have a YouTube channel where I go and I hunt and I film my hunts and have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
It's a good summary.
Okay, so the first question, I know like on your story and stuff during hunting season, you always ask for recommendations of music and stuff like that. So what's been like the number one, like either artist or genre that you've been recommended to that like you really like, I guess?
Ooh.
Anything stand out?
Oh my gosh, that is so hard because I love like I'm a music junkie. If honestly, I listen to music based on like my mood. Like it really depends. I will literally listen to anything.
Mm-hmm.
I think honestly lately like the Zach Bryan kick has been like kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Just good country. Kind of that like old school feel, but it's also modern. I really love that.
Yeah.
That's probably what I'm at right now.
Gotcha.
That's
a
very
good one.
popular. Yeah. A lot of people are digging that right now.
Yeah.
So question number 2 is, what is your what state are you looking forward to the most this year to hunt?
Ooh. Honestly, probably Kentucky because I'm doing a velvet hunt, so
Nice.
I'm like super excited.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
I've never shot a velvet deer, so hopefully that happens this year.
Well, not to put any pressure on you, but this year is going to probably be your best opportunity because the way season opens up, as you probably already know,
Yes.
we've been going down to Kentucky for the last, I think we figured out this will be our 6th year, right?
Yep.
And they always seem to come out 5th, 6th time frame, give or take a couple days. And then obviously it depends on weather and maturity of the whitetail, whatever. There's always those outliers. But season opens up on the 2nd. So you may have 4 to 5 days to kill a velvet buck.
Yeah.
And normally you've got like 2.
Yeah.
So very excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Just kind of a bucket list thing. I just would love to shoot one and be content with
Yeah,
it.
no, that'd be awesome. And then the final question is, I know we all have it in our pack, something weird. What's the weirdest thing that you got in your pack that you just always leave in there? Anything?
Something weird. Uh, honestly, I don't know if I have anything weird because I am so like a stickler for weight because I just have so much stuff I'm carrying anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, I guess maybe I wouldn't call it weird, but I have like a wind puff that looks like a golf ball, and most people think I'm carrying around a golf ball, and I'm like, nope, it's just like a like a wind checker.
Yeah.
In case you get bored in the tree stand, just
Yeah,
take your golf club.
I have a
right.
bag of Cheez-Its, like one of them little
Like travel ball.
like the packable like little package that you'd give to like a kid for his lunch.
Yeah.
So I have one of those in my pack, and it's been in my pack for probably 2 or 3 years now, and it's solid crumbs. But I had really good luck, and like it kind of went around the Cheez-Its because what happened was I think I killed a doe, if I remember right. I was reaching for my Cheez-Its. I seen her coming. I was like, I better put these down. And then no joke, like you can look in my pack and I got a little thing of Cheez-Its. So that's my weird.
There you go.
Yeah.
Little superstition.
Oh yeah,
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
don't wash
Yeah.
your baseball jersey if you win. You wash your
Right.
socks. What is it? What people do socks,
It's-
jerseys?
Yeah, what do you do for softball, Kev?
Yeah, do you
I get
guys
dirty
win?
every time. I get grass stained up, and they just get washed every time. Yeah. I'm not good enough to be superstitious, I guess. Okay, so I guess let's get into it a little bit here.
Yeah.
So
So-
you want to go with your question first?
Yeah, I can go. I'm going to pull up some notes real quick so I don't butcher this. But so obviously we're doing a Ladies of the Outdoors series, and we're reaching out to some people that we respect in that category and that are doing it the right way. And obviously Kaitlyn is one of those that came to mind for us. So we have a couple questions to ask her, and if there's any ladies listening to this, or even wives, these women that we will be interviewing are great role models. So we hope that you guys enjoy this series. First question is, what advice do you have for other women wanting to make a career in the hunting industry or simply become more involved in the outdoors?
Oh gosh. I mean, honestly, just looking at how I did it, just be yourself and be organic about things. Don't try to be somebody else because it's gonna just show that, you're not being yourself and it's fake. I think for a short period of time, girls were able to kind of get away with that. But I think a lot of people are kind of smartening up and realizing like, okay, these girls aren't necessarily in it for the right reasons. So I would just say, be yourself, and if you truly are passionate about it, like you'll make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. I like that answer.
Yeah. It just seems like, you get on social media or something like that, and it's like, the typical lady in a bikini catching, a fish 6 inches gets 6,000 likes, and that's not what we're trying to promote here or anything like that. And it's just like, that's not. I don't know.
No, I completely understand. Yeah, it's hard with social media in general. I mean, like it's plastered everywhere, and
Mhm.
for somebody to do it the right way, it's it. Obviously, we're asking you the questions,
Yeah.
so I mean that's what
Yeah.
we're getting down to.
I mean, like at the end of the day, like I'm a girl's girl. Like, if you, are comfortable in your body and you want to post a bikini picture, cool. Like I'm not gonna judge you for that, but
Right.
I feel like there's a time and a place for things. And like when you're hanging a tree stand or putting trail cameras out, like, and you're just trying to be provocative,
Shouldn't be in a
it's like,
bikini when you're trying to hang a stand.
right, like there's just a time and a place, and if,
Yeah.
if that's what you're trying to do versus like actually accomplishing something, involving the outdoors, it's kind of like, okay, so that's just kind of where I sit with it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So the second part of that question, kind of like a two-step. So first part was more like social media, kind of wanting to get involved in making a career out of it. Second part of the question is just in general, getting into the outdoors. Do you have any advice for maybe a young lady out there that's just got her first crossbow or just got her first compound and like maybe just got her driver's license, whatever, and she's just trying to maybe get more involved? Do you have any advice for that said lady?
Yeah, watch my YouTube videos. uh, I mean, Yeah, in a way, kind of, because I do try to make videos that are, geared to women sometimes, just to be helpful. But if at all possible, try to find like a network of people in your area, like a pro shop that you can go in and kind of, learn some hands-on stuff and network with people that are able to maybe help you out more so than, just watching a video online. I think is a really good way to start if you literally don't know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
If you have some hunting experience, then I would just say, be safe out there because there's a lot of creeps, but
Yeah.
go for it. Like that's how I did it, was just kind of going for it. And I did have experience, so I had that to my advantage, but if you want to do it, go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you bring up going to a pro shop, and if let's say for instance they aren't familiar with the outdoors, or they're not experienced, what are some tips or tricks that you would like? What are your top three before you go out and venture on your own? You need to learn X, Y, and Z. Do you have anything there?
Oh, that's such a rabbit hole. I feel like
Good.
teaching somebody
Go
to
down
hunt is not like an easy thing
Yeah.
Yeah.
without like physically taking someone. I mean, definitely know like learn a little bit about like the game you're trying to pursue. Like you would obviously approach whitetail hunting different than elk hunting. So maybe just kind of do some research on what it is you're trying to hunt. Practice, obviously, like if you're archery hunting versus rifle hunting, like get good with your equipment, and know it. And gosh, I don't know. That's a tough one because it's
No.
like
Yeah.
such a loaded question. Um, I don't know. I mean, I guess the way that I look at things is just kind of like from a hands-on perspective. Like I'm the kind of person to just go out and figure it out. Like even if I don't know something, I'll just, try my best and learn from my mistakes. So I think that's just kind of how I tend to like, teach people is like, just go out there and figure it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and honestly, that's a fair answer. Not to cut you off, Kevin, but that's a fair answer. I
Yeah.
mean, go out there, mess up.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
same advice I'd give anybody getting into the outdoors
Yeah.
is don't be afraid to mess up. Don't set such high expectations for yourself. Go out there and kill the first deer that walks by.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's your
Yeah.
first time out. Don't go out there and expect to kill a giant because
Yeah.
it's not realistic.
I was
Or
going to say,
Yeah.
more than likely, if you're getting into the hunting industry, like you either have somebody helping you along the way or you have your own interest in it. More than likely, you're not just jumping into this like blind, like I don't know what I'm doing or anything like that.
Sure.
So you're going to have some kind of
like a
like
mentor.
a mentor or something like that,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
you've been watching YouTube videos or something like that, and you've got some background in it already. So yeah,
Yeah, I would just say, I mean, like do as much research as you can, obviously watch videos and then from there just kind of go learn and make mistakes.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Go out there and miss a big one.
Or go shoot or go shoot a giant, your
Yeah.
first sit. I mean,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. You never know.
Use
Yeah.
that beginner's
Yeah,
luck up
yeah,
fast.
Yeah.
yeah.
right. Yep. Make it count.
Yeah, right. The only thing I was going to say was when you first answered the question about being yourself and not being fake. And I was just going to add to that. And it's a cool answer because, as far as you know, I mean, you're doing it. If you're in this for the long haul, you're not going to be able to keep up with that fake personality trying to
Yes.
not be who you are. I just thought it was a good
Yeah.
answer because if you're trying to do this for more than 6 months, you're gonna go through a lot of trials and troubles. And if you're doing it not being yourself, good luck because
Yeah.
it's hard enough being yourself, let alone trying to be somebody that you're not.
Yeah, and that's a great point because, like, short term, it may have success.
Yeah, you might blow up.
You may have success short term, but like you were saying, long term, that's not the road that you want to take because you always everybody's familiar with social media. Everybody's got whatever Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, etc. There's people that will go in like phases that they're popular for a couple months and then the next person rolls in, and like you don't want to do that, and that comes from being like what Cromer was saying, a fake personality. So
Yeah.
I like that. I like that point.
Yeah.
And I think, everybody, at least, from what I can think of, like everyone that is already in the industry, like they all kind of made their own way
Mm-hmm.
in different ways. So it's not like there's one set path to follow anyway. So if you're not like being genuine with yourself and kind of doing things your own way, you're not probably gonna make it, just
Yeah.
because like, you know, you got to be yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truth. Hashtag truth. Crumbs, you want to do yours next? Because it kind of falls in the same
Yeah,
line.
sure. So, you're talking to some guys. You're not talking to any women here. So, although my hair might confuse some people, but
Not that big beard, though. So.
yeah, that
I would say the
offsets it.
beard saves it.
Thank you. Yes, they got the offset there. So like for us, like as guys talking to you, what are some challenges that you face as a woman that maybe most guys don't know or they don't appreciate the struggles that you may have, as far as like you're being an influencer and an outdoors person? Or are there no
I
challenges?
mean,
Maybe there's no challenges at all. Maybe not.
I wish. I wish.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I don't know necessarily to compare like challenges for men versus women. I mean, I think I'm more than capable of doing at least most things that I can think of off the top of my head, the same as a guy would. Maybe dragging a deer out might be a little harder because I'm a lot smaller than you guys, but yeah, I don't know if there's necessarily anything other than like if I would really dive into it, there's not a lot of like women options for like clothing.
Hmm.
That has always been such a struggle, or like, gear not fitting me, like backpacks or, even saddles or whatever. They're just designed for men's bodies. So I think, just simply being smaller than men has been like my biggest challenge. But as far as like going out and doing things, I wouldn't say there's anything that I can think of that's,
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't
different.
inferring that. I just meant like as a woman
Yeah,
in the industry, there's challenges that guys don't know that you're facing on the daily.
yeah,
Maybe something like
Yeah,
that.
we
But
weren't
yeah,
referring to
yeah.
like
I would,
anything physical.
yeah, more just like
yeah,
something that we wouldn't understand as of a challenge of being a woman in the outdoor industry. Just a very general question,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
very over.
yeah.
You know.
I would just say like gear. Just
Yeah,
a lot of it doesn't fit, so
sure,
it's
sure.
probably the biggest. And it doesn't sound like a big deal, but then
Mm,
when you're out there and you're like, gosh dang it, like I need a pocket here or I need this, and it's just
no,
like
I
one
wouldn't.
thing that is like distracting
I wouldn't say.
versus like
Yeah,
I need to be focusing on something else.
I just don't want you to like put that down because as anybody that does anything in the outdoors, our gear is like everything. And like same thing with
Yeah.
tools. Like if your tools don't work or they don't fit or they don't perform, you are going to struggle in all
Yeah.
aspects of life, not just hunting. So yeah, I don't put that down. Like that'd be frustrating if you're in a important situation and things are not working and that you can't control
Yep.
any of that. That would be very frustrating. So
Well, and
sure.
it's amazing too. Like if you'd go to Walmart and get clothing compared to like ordering a more high end clothing brand,
Yeah.
just the fit and everything in there
Yeah.
is totally different.
For
And
sure.
I'm actually glad
So
you
I
go ahead.
I was gonna say I just started working with Prois, which is just an all women's line of like camo and gear. And so far it has been like night and day just compared to like anything. And I mean I've worn like you name it, I've
Yeah.
tried it.
Hmm.
So like just working with a brand that focuses on women has just been like really cool. And they're really wanting my input with a lot of things. So I've been doing a lot of field testing and stuff, which is obviously really cool for
That's
me.
exciting.
So yeah, like that, something like that is like super awesome. Just because like it's cool to see like advances with stuff geared for us.
Yeah.
I would a question. Have you been able to see like this is fun as somebody that gets to try things out? Have you been able to see like you tried something on, told them to change it, and then they've changed it and you've gotten it back and it was better? Have you had any of those
Yes.
experiences? That's cool.
Yes, and
That's
it is
awesome.
really cool. And
Yeah.
it's not like my opinion. I don't expect them to change everything just for my
Sure.
sake, but it is cool just kind of going back and like deliberating on stuff like, okay, what makes sense? What makes sense for the majority of
Mm-hmm.
hunters, versus maybe some of the few like that are hardcore or, people that only hunt 2 times a year, So it's
Mm.
just it's cool. It's a cool process.
Yeah.
Where is that brand out of?
Colorado.
Colorado.
Nice.
I
Cool.
think Gunnison, Colorado.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you get to visit the plant yet? The shop? Have you got to visit
They
yet?
fly
Yeah.
you out there yet?
Yeah. What's that?
No, but okay, so this is actually convenient timing. Literally next week I'm going out, so I'm really excited,
Nice.
and we're actually gonna do like a hiking, backpack, horseback trip up in the
Like a
mountains to
photo
get like
shoot?
content.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
so
Getting
yes.
that fire.
Yeah.
Shoo.
Good for you. That's exciting.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
No, that's cool
It will
because
be fun.
Yeah.
that was one of our questions. Do you have gear or clothing brands that are geared more towards women? And you touched on the clothing brand. Do you want to, touch on like what pieces they have, early season, mid season, late season?
Elaborate a little bit on it
Yeah.
if you can.
I mean, honestly, they when I first started like trying their stuff out was like 2 years ago, and I mean they're based out of Colorado, so a lot of their stuff is like Western type
More
gear.
like high-end stuff.
But yeah, it's very nice quality stuff. And but now I think they're trying to kind of branch into like the whitetail space. So a lot of their stuff isn't out yet. So I can't elaborate
Yeah,
a whole
that's
lot,
fine,
but they
yeah.
do have stuff, early, mid, and late season. And the stuff that I have used so far, like truly has been like really cool stuff.
Did you get to use it last
So, yeah.
season? Did you get to field test it
Yeah.
last season? So that'll be
Hey.
coming out on
Yep.
YouTube this upcoming season?
Hey, yo.
Yes.
Nice.
Cool.
Good for you.
Hey,
A little
That's
bit.
awesome.
So some of the stuff is out on
Mhm.
some of my videos, but I kind of like mix and matched. I wasn't necessarily like a fully like with them
Outfitted, yeah.
until recently. So yeah, but yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah,
It's gonna
that
be
should
cool.
be.
That's exciting stuff. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
nice.
It's got to be cool to be like I would say you're one of the early ones to help like direct that and like be an influencer. Because like you said, there wasn't a lot of options out there before, so that's exciting. Also to be one of the pioneers, I'd say one of 5 or 10,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
Yeah, there's not a lot, but it's
Mhm.
cool just simply because like you use the word influencer, but like the reality for me is like I might be influencing, but at the same time, like I truly wholeheartedly believe in the stuff, and it's
Mhm,
nice
yeah.
having my input be, applied to stuff. So, I'm not just pushing stuff on people. Like I truly
Yeah.
use
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I love it, and
Yeah,
they're always making improvements.
I never took you as a person that was like, this doesn't really work, but I'm gonna push it. Like, I can tell,
Yeah.
we can tell. Like,
No.
if it doesn't work, then yeah, thanks for the
Trust
thanks
me.
for the offer.
Yeah,
but
we
Yeah.
didn't reach out to them ladies for a podcast, so
Yeah.
so if you're in
That's
this
funny.
series, we respect you.
Yes.
that's too funny.
So, like, I know that you're partnered with that brand, but are there any other brands that maybe you could kind of just like say, hey, they have options for the female body?
Well, I mean, like I think Sika has some stuff.
Yeah.
DSG, I think, is a brand, but I like personally have not used any of their stuff, so I really can't elaborate. I've tried some First Light stuff, and I wasn't totally impressed with it. At least at the time that I tried it.
Is DSG the one with the blue like logo, like a? I'm thinking of
Yeah,
like one that's like a diamond or something that's like blue. Is that DSG?
I think so. Yeah,
Okay, because that's the one that came to
they
my
have
head.
they have like blue stitching. I think
Yes.
so.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, just of what I've used, I really enjoy Proist a lot, and like, obviously I'm using it, so
Yeah. Plug them all you want.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I kind of had a question that kind of tied off of that Cromer said earlier. Like, we don't really maybe get that many DMs as far as anything. We might get the occasional DM of like, "Hey, where'd you shoot this deer? What kind of setup do you have?" But like,
Yeah, what public land were you hunting?
yeah. But like,
Oh my gosh.
I know, like women probably get a lot more DMs. Do you want to like talk about some of the like weird ones that you've gotten?
We want to know the absolute weirdest.
She probably can't say it on our podcast.
Well, yeah, and if
Well,
you,
appropriate.
yes. We just,
Yeah, keeping it PG-13.
Yeah.
yeah.
We want to know the juicy details.
Oh gosh. So I mean, yeah, anything you can think of in your mind, I've probably gotten at least one. But I think honestly the weirdest one, and I love like showing people. I actually have videos of this guy who I forget where he said he's from. He's like foreign, like somewhere not here.
Yeah.
And he is like doing a selfie video of himself, and he's like sweating profusely.
Oh.
And he's just like stone cold face, like just so serious. And he's like, "Hello." He's like, "You are a very good huntress." And he goes on this like long tangent about how he like loves my videos, and he is like talking about his family and he wishes the best for me. And it is like, it's so sweet because he like seems like he's trying to be so like nice, but the way he comes across is just so hilarious. And he did this like once a month for like 6 months, and it would be like every holiday. And he's
Oh
like,
my.
"Hello, happy Thanksgiving." And
Oh
oh my gosh, it's just so funny. Like you have to see the video. I'll send you guys the video.
Yeah, do that.
after,
That'd be
because
funny.
it's just, like,
Maybe we won't
It
put
is
it up
so
just
funny.
for
No,
his,
we won't put it
yeah,
up.
just for
But
his
that is
sake.
that is good.
But we would like to see it.
yeah, it's great.
Oh.
But we've noticed
But
before.
yeah, that's probably the weirdest one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say if some old boy's shooting you a DM
Covered in sweat.
sweaty, yeah, for
Yeah, like
things.
he was nervous to do it, but he was
okay.
doing it anyway. It's just so funny.
Russia came to my mind first. Not gonna lie.
Russia.
A Russian
No,
man.
I'm imagining. Do not say what nationality, but I'm imagining like an Indian kind of dude. That's what came to my mind.
Yeah, don't say it.
You got it.
Oh,
Yes.
what were you gonna say, Kev?
I lost it.
It's gone.
I
She's
lost
gone.
Oh, I'm
I know
sorry.
you were
No,
gonna
you're
say
okay.
something.
Yeah, this isn't really. I just came to my mind. Have you been going to the tax this year? How's that been going? Have you gone to some tax?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes. I did Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, and Michigan
Nice.
so far, and then I will be doing Utah, I think.
Oh,
So
cool.
Is that a
yeah,
snowbird?
super fun so far. Utah, no, they moved it. It used to be Park City,
Yeah, Park
and
City.
I think it's like near Park City still, but it's a different resort.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So I forget the name of it, but
Have you been to the Utah one before or not?
yeah, it's
Nice.
actually my favorite. Prior to moving it, I don't know
Makes
what it's going to be
sense.
like. I think it'll be fine, but
So
yeah,
how-
it's really cool. The views are just really awesome.
I bet.
How brutal is the course, like hiking wise? Like, are you up on the mountain or where? Like, what elevation
Yes.
do you know?
Utah, I think was anywhere from like 9,000 to maybe 11,000 feet.
Wow.
cow.
That's pretty.
So you're like up there.
You
Wow.
are up there,
Yeah,
yeah.
you are.
Holy cow!
Which I mean,
That's
there
like
you have the
altitude
mountains to do that.
sickness.
So
Yeah. That's
yeah,
awesome.
yes, yes.
Do
You
you
got to be careful.
do you get it? Do you get altitude sickness or not?
No, not really. I definitely am breath. Like I notice like if I'm like hiking,
Yeah.
like if we're going to the next target and I'm like, okay, I need to like stop and breathe. But like I've never had like any issues. So
Okay, how many people do you
knock on
see
wood.
laying down on the side of the road? Like just people just like laying down, just like passed out. You see any of
That
that?
would be me.
That'd be me too, probably.
I
No.
don't think so.
Yeah, I figured you would. Like a few people just like passed out.
Just
on the
sure
road.
it happens.
pouring a bottle
sure-
of water on
I'm
their
sure it
face.
does happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also,
sure it
most of those people probably are from the area.
Yeah.
There's probably not too many Ohio boys rolling over to the Utah tack. Most
Yeah.
likely.
You never know.
There's a couple
Yeah, I don't
probably,
know.
but there's probably a couple. But there's people that are like they travel to all of them, which I think is awesome too. That's cool.
That'd be
So,
super fun.
do like a tack tour.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Why don't we talk
Yeah.
about your bow setup now a little bit?
Yeah,
Because,
that's my next question. was
yeah,
gonna be.
we get into tack. You'd like to shoot your bow. Obviously, you shoot a little bit competitively, but mostly hunt. So why don't you talk about what bow you're running and like maybe some equipment that you can kind of point, some younger ladies in the right direction and go from there.
Yeah, so I have a Matthews Prima, and my draw length is 25 inches, and I'm pulling about 47 pounds. I can pull more than that, but I choose to pull a little bit lighter just because, like, when a buck's coming in and I'm shaking, I need to be able to get my bow.
Been there.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of on purpose. I've
No
definitely
shame.
had times where I could not draw my bow, and I'm like, okay, this is not good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that's kind of my bow. For tack, I actually am shooting different arrows than I'm hunting with, just
Mhm.
because
For
I
distance.
lose arrows.
Yeah.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, and to get distance. So I've got the Easton Sonics, the 6.0s.
I just saw those
Um,
today. Yeah, those are interesting.
Are those new?
I think they're newer.
haven't
they're
heard of
newer.
those.
I think they're definitely
Yeah, I
newer.
think they are newer.
Yeah,
Are they really light?
I don't
Um,
know. Are
Yeah,
they?
super
Yeah.
light. So
Gotcha.
so I can get I think 78 yards out of my sight tape, where before I was only getting like I think 60 something. So I can get a
That's
little bit more, and
terrible.
then I have a double pin, so I can shoot like roughly 80 some yards. So that's kind of just why I have been using those, and they're not the most sturdy arrows, so I would not hunt with those. I've had some break for sure, but I mean they're fine for tack. They're super nice. And then my hunting arrow is the Easton Axis SPTs. So those have been kind of just what I've been using. I experiment sometimes, and my bow shop's like, here, try these, and I'm like, okay, I'll try these this year. So
heck yeah,
that's what I'm on.
Do you know what weight arrow do you run?
Total weight?
Yeah, total weight.
That's such a good question. I think my hunting arrow is like 3. I literally just did this video too. I should remember. 3.
Just tell us. Just lie.
380? 385?
That sounds right. That sounds good.
I was gonna guess around 400, so that's probably pretty close.
I think that's what.
I mean, ratio wise, that's like if you were 28-inch draw, it's like a 500 grain arrow for ratio wise for sure. So that's solid.
Yeah, I haven't had any issues. I ran that setup all last year, and I have I don't know if you guys know what rec broadheads are.
Yep. I've heard of them. Yep.
Yeah, so I ran their 4-blade, no issues, and that's kind of my setup. So
I wasn't here on the last podcast. I don't know why, but I wasn't. So I'm here now. But I'm the competitive archery guy. Or do you have any interest in going to the competitive archery stuff in the future?
It's not that I don't have an interest. It's more a matter of like making time to like dedicate to shooting because I'm traveling a lot.
Yeah.
And then it's like if it's not deer season, it's turkey season for me. So like I have a small window where I'm at home able to shoot regularly. So that's honestly like my biggest hang up. I have a Matthews TRX 34, so like I have one set up. I just haven't.
I don't know. I'm too addicted to target archery, but I think have you shot an ASA before?
No, I mean I've been to them, but I've never like competed. I did.
Gotcha.
I don't know if you guys know what NASP is.
Oh yeah,
national. Yeah, so the school program I did that through high school, but I mean, if you consider that competitive, I guess. But
it is. Yeah, those kids go crazy.
Actually, some are more talented than most of us, probably. Yeah. Some of the way that some of those kids
probably. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's not that I don't have an interest. I just have to make the time.
You'll get there one day. I believe in you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's fun. I love it.
So, my biggest Cromer's biggest interest is archery. I'm more the hunter. Kevin likes to hunt as well. So let's talk about. You mentioned that Kentucky is what you're looking forward to the most. What other trips do you have planned for next year?
So this year is, I think, primarily just whitetails.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of reeling it back a little bit. I feel like in the past I am too ambitious and I get a lot of different tags, and then I struggle because I'm like, okay, I have to be at this state, for these dates, and then I got to be like, okay, cut that one short, and I got to go over here. So I'm trying to like hone in and like, quality over quantity kind of thing. So Kentucky's where I'm starting. Missouri, I always hunt. Like that's just, I went to college there. It's kind of my little where I got started as far as YouTube and everything. So I always go there. I live in Iowa now, so for sure Iowa, and then I drew Kansas.
Oh, nice.
So I think those are my 4.
Those are pretty good states.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut it back a little bit.
I'm gonna cut it back.
Just list off 4 booners.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think that's smart though. It's better to shoot 4 booners than not shoot 8 deer that you have tags for or whatever. You know what I mean? Have 7 or 8 tags. Too many tags. I get that.
I want to give myself time, and not feel like I have to shoot a deer that I wouldn't normally shoot, or give myself maybe more scouting time too, where I can actually like find a good buck versus like, oh, I hope one's here, So that's kind of like my thought process going into this year is just close to home, scouting mission and hope for the best.
So, obviously Kentucky first. They're September 2nd. Then doesn't Missouri and Kansas both open up mid-September?
So Missouri is September 15. I think Kansas has like an early muzzleloader season, but I don't know.
Weird.
Yeah,
I don't know when that is. That might be October, but I'm not sure. I don't actually know when they're opening. I'm probably just using Kansas as like a rut hunt, so I'll go
Gotcha.
there in November.
Gotcha. Because that was my
Um,
question. Like Kentucky first, obviously,
yeah,
and then which one do you pick after that versus, excuse me,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Missouri or Kansas?
yeah, Kentucky, and then I'll go to Missouri, and I'll be down there just pretty much all of September, I think, and then Iowa opens up October 1st, and I have a lease in Iowa, so depending on what the deer are doing, I'll for sure be either Missouri or Iowa, and then Kansas will be like November time. So,
Cool.
Do you have any bucks picked out and on your farm in Iowa?
yes, we got some good ones.
Good for
She
you.
doesn't want to
Good.
tell.
No, well, the thing is, so our lease, this is the third year that we're able to hunt it, and I think EHD hit, a couple years ago. So the first year was terrible, like not one shooter buck. Um, so then second year going into it was obviously last year. And then I shot my big deer, but he was literally the only one really that we wanted to shoot. Just because a lot of them are just so young. And so now this year we've got a lot of like good 4 and 5 year olds. So
Nice.
I'm
Good.
excited.
Yeah, that's
And I
exciting.
think, as far as I know, most of them survived. So it'll be curious to see who sticks around. But we got some good ones.
Good.
Sweet.
Good for you
Good.
guys.
Sweet. I know you do a lot of DIY stuff, public land, etc. What are you doing in Kentucky? Are you DIYing it? Are you outfitting it? Are you got knocking on doors? You got permission? What are you doing out there?
Yeah. So it's actually a giveaway hunt that I am doing with River's Edge
Oh,
Tree
I
Stand.
saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So that'll be just a week or 5 days or whatever the hunt is. So that'll be in an outfitter. But depending if I tag out or not, I will for sure go hit public. I actually did hunt Kentucky last year, so I have a little bit of intel. I think at least of kind of general areas that I can go. So it'll really just depend if I shoot one or not, but I'll for sure stick around and do some public stuff before Missouri if it makes sense.
Cool.
Do you want to talk a
So
little bit about that giveaway? I can't remember if the drawing's over or not, but what's going on
yeah,
with
it's
that?
over. Yeah, it's over. I mean, literally just kind of something that River's Edge wanted to do. And obviously I like to give back too, so it just was one of the things.
Sweet.
Like, okay, yeah, let's do a giveaway. So,
Hmm.
and just Kentucky was like cool just because it was early season, and I was
Oh,
like, yeah, I really want to do a velvet hunt.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's just kind of what it is. And a girl actually won.
I was
So
just
that's
gonna
kind of
ask.
Hey, yo.
I was just gonna ask
Yeah.
if a dude wanted, if that was gonna be. Yeah, that's good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah, it's this girl. She's from Texas, and I think she does hunt, but I think she's kind of newer to it. So I think camp will be really cool.
That'd
Just
be fun.
get her story
Get her
and
tucked
making a
underneath
video.
your wing, and yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
yeah,
That'd
it'll be
fun.
cool.
That's exciting, though. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Do you guys have anything else to add onto the old ladies? Any other questions for?
I don't think so. She covered the gear stuff already.
Yeah, that was a big question that I had as well. Do you have anything else that you'd like to add before we wrap this thing up?
Oh, guys, you always put me on the spot. No, I mean, I don't know. As far as just like speaking to women, like, I do my best to be genuine and authentic with my stuff. And, if anyone watching this ever has any questions, I'm an open book, reach out and I will do my best to help from online.
Right.
So,
Yeah, awesome.
yeah.
Cool. Well, do you want to plug yourself? Tell us where you can find your Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff.
Yeah, so my Instagram is just my name, Kaitlyn Maus, and then my Facebook and YouTube, and I do have a TikTok, but TikTok hates hunting. So,
Yeah.
Oh, yes, they
anyway,
do.
those are all just Kaitlyn Maus Outdoors. So,
Okay.
pretty simple.
Cool.
Well,
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you before we get into the last question. I want to thank you for what you do because I'm sure that a lot of women and young women getting into the outdoors look up to you, and I just want to say thank you because social media, as you know, this is a Christian podcast, so we really expect what you do, or excuse me, we really respect what you do, and we just want to say thank you before we get into the last question.
well, she already answered it. Do you want to just touch on that again? Do you want me to ask it? And you
Well, she probably don't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't even remember.
Wait, ask what?
so what have you learned from hunting that you can apply to your everyday life?
We
it's
ask
kind of
everybody.
like our ending question.
Oh.
I know you've already answered it, but
And we're putting on the spot again.
Yep. Once more.
She's used to it.
I don't even know what my answer was the last time. I think
Told
like
you.
persistence or something, patience maybe.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just I don't know. I maybe hard work. I think is a good answer because like hunting is not easy by any means.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a very driven person, but there's times where I'm like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of one of those things. It's like I don't know, like it's hard, and then you have those moments where you connect on a good deer or whatever it is, and it's like, okay, that's what I'm doing this for, like that made it worth it. So just getting out there grinding and then having reaping the benefits, I guess.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, good luck, and anybody listening or watching this on YouTube, follow Kaitlyn. She puts out a ton of content, and hopefully out of those 4 states, she'll smack a big one next year. So
keeping our eye out for that.
cross your fingers.
Yep.
And we expect 4 YouTube videos with 4
oh, gosh.
180s, 190s.
Yeah.
200s.
Yeah,
we're not asking for much.
Yeah.
Cool.
Low expectations.
Nope. Yep.
Well, thank you for joining us again. And it doesn't matter what you've done in the past, you can always be born again, and born again is out.
Peace.
Thanks, guys.